Hello everybody, we're back with another project because I am your glutton for punishment. We have a 2006 Mini Cooper S. Really clean car, looks like it was taken care of. I bought it at Copart, the salvage auction. And here we have it. We'll do a quick walk around on it. It is, like I said, an S model. As you can see, the body appears to be in really good shape. Got good Michelin tires on it. It is a convertible. The top appears to be in good shape. The damage was back here. It was hitting the rear back here. You see that's been in. And then we have some damage, structural damage down here that I'm going to have to get pulled back out. And I'll get another trunk lid. I don't know that I can fix that one. It's been in pretty good, so I may just have to try to source me another trunk lid for this thing. I did get the bumper for it. It's laying up there on my trailer. It's got some damage to it, but I believe I can fix it. Yeah, so let's look on the inside here. The inside, it's got the S floor mats. It is 6-speed manual. I think all the S models were that anyway. I don't remember. I've had a few of these cars. I don't remember ever having an automatic S in this year model here. And I think I've had, gosh, 4 or 5 of these things. Love these little cars. But anyway, as you can see, everything looks clean, looks neat. It looks like it was taken care of. Again, like I said, we'll go ahead and pop the hood. On these Mini Coopers, the hood release is always on the passenger side. On the early Mini Coopers, the hood release is on the passenger side. I think in 10, 11, somewhere around in there, that it went to the driver's side. And then when you lift the hood, it's right up underneath here is where the well, I get my damn, hold on. Okay, we got the hood up. It's right here, right underneath the driver's side headlight, right there. Again, it is a supercharger right here. Supercharged Mini. I believe they're 1.6 liter engine. Someone's put a cold air intake on it. Again, everything under here, I checked. It has coolant. The oil is up to level. Everything under here looks pretty decent. Yes, it seems to be a nice little car. I know when these things are wrecked, it don't have any power, and I believe it's because it's been hit. Back here, the battery's down there below that. I got to get all this stuff off here to get down to the battery, because they have a kill switch or whatever you call it on the battery. When they get hit, it pops that thing and it blows a fuse. And to get the car started back up, you have to bypass that. And you can do that by cutting the end off and putting a regular end on it and putting the battery in it and all that. And then yeah, so this is what I will be working on coming up video. So stick around, let's see how it goes. Okay guys, it's a couple days later. Got to take care of the full-time job. Had to work some late hours. Wasn't able to get back to the car for a couple days. So it's actually a Saturday morning, early, between 6 and 6:30 out here this morning. I wanted to get started early because it's supposed to be in the 90s today. So get some work done before it gets really hot outside. Back on the Mini Cooper. I went ahead and took the trunk lid, or I don't know if it's called a tailgate on a convertible or not, but anyway, I went ahead and took it off. It had just a couple of pieces of tape holding it on, and then I had to unscrew the wires, the retractor cable, screw into here. It's a T40 Torx bit. They just come right out real easy. As you can see, we've got some damage here where it was hit, pushed in right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by removing this, and then we'll pop these 2 pieces here out and try to get in there and get it pulled back out. Let's see what happens. I've also got a pull of power I can use if I need to push it from the inside. I'll get this piece of trim here off as well. I've already ordered a new trunk lid for it. Now it's going to have to be painted naturally, but then we have our backup sensor here. I think actually there's 4 of the 5 backup sensors here, so kind of lucked out a little bit on that. Also on these Mini Coopers, BMWs, if you're familiar with them, anytime they're hit like this, there's a safety feature. Some people refer to it as a blowout cable on the positive terminal of the battery. And what it does is, let's get in here, this right here just blew out. And what it does that to kill the power to the vehicle in the event of an accident, so that it kills the fuel pump and everything, so there's nothing still running, pumping fuel after an accident. I have to get another one of these. I can bypass it, or I can just fit this back together and for a temporary fix, just to start the car up. And I may do that to start it up. I may fit that cable back together, and just for a temporary, just so I can start the car up and see how well it runs. Again, I've bought a lot of cars from Copart, and I have never had an issue with engine or transmission in any of them. I typically try to buy the ones that say run and drive. But again, that don't always work. I'll walk up here and I'll show you. I bought my 2014 Chevy Silverado from Copart, and it was not run and drive, but it was hit in the front. And here it is. This is it right here. It was hit right here. This was pushed back to here, and I'll post a picture of it. It was not run and drive because it was hit so hard and everything was busted in there. I had to replace everything, the radiator support. I replaced the fender, the hood, all of this, the grill, the headlights, the front bumper, all of that stuff I replaced. And that is a Copart truck, and I've been driving it for 1.5 years. Runs great. I think I got a super steal on it. Again, so we got this car here, this little Mini Cooper, same thing. This is like, I want to say the third or fourth Mini Cooper I've actually bought from Copart. I've never bought a convertible before. I've had several S cars, so we're gonna see what happens with it. I've bought, I want to say 6 or 8 BMWs. Over the years, I've probably bought 20-25 cars from Copart altogether, and all of them actually ran pretty good. And my philosophy is this: if you buy a wrecked car at Copart, somebody was driving it when it was hit. So that's the philosophy I use. So it hasn't bit me yet. At some point it may, but to this point it has not. So yeah, I'm gonna get started taking this apart, and then we'll get after it. Okay, these right here are 12mm. Right here. And always make sure you keep up with your hardware when you're taking these things apart. That's probably a 10 millimeter there, yeah. Okay, we got some plastic clips right here holding it on. Right there. So let me get something to take those out. They go through this heat shield here. Okay, I've got everything off here. I got the trim piece off on the inside. Across here, it's just three of these little plastic clips that has these little push pins, and just pull this little center pin out and it'll pop out one on each side in the corner, and then one in the center, and then that trim piece will pop out. It had these clips here across the top. So now I'm gonna get my puller power and get it wedged in here and push this thing back out. So let's see how it goes. And before you start doing all this stuff, make sure you remove the battery. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the battery before I start all this work. Okay, I've got the battery out. Now. I'm gonna get my puller power in here and see if we can push this out some. Okay, this is where I'm at on the Mini Cooper. I had to get this where the hinges mount pushed back out because it was pushed in quite a bit. I'm still about a 1/4 of an inch out, but that's as far as I can get in there and get it pushed out with the tool that I have. So I'm just going to take a couple of washers and put it in behind the bolts here to set it out a little bit. Up here on the top, it's sitting up a little too high. As you see right here, it's on top of the chrome piece that comes around for the lid. And on this side, it's just barely under it. So I believe it's going to have to come down just a little bit over here as well. And I have the hinges resting on the bolts, so I'm gonna have to take this off and elongate the holes about a 1/4 of an inch to let this drop down to where it needs to be, and then we should be good. Once I get this opening and closing, then I can get to work on straightening all this up a little bit better. I mean, I'm not too worried about this. This is going to be covered up by the bumper anyway. So that's where I'm at. So I'm going to get this trunk lid taken back off and elongate the holes on both sides to where it'll slide down just a little bit and get it back on there.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit. A stupid myth, you choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions, each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Okay, again, back on the Mini Cooper here. Battery just died, had to replace it. Anyway, I've got the trunk on here. I had to elongate the holes to get everything to line up properly. But now it's on there, it's shutting, it's opening and closing, and it's latching. Everything seems to be lined up pretty good on both sides. As you can see, it opens. You pull it down. I've got all that hooked up. Shut it. Can't pull it open, so it's good to go. Ready to go. So now I just move on to painting this. Then I have to repair the bumper because I'm going to reuse the bumper that was on it. It needs some repair work done to it. I'll get that done. Then get these stickers pulled off of here, get the lettering and all off so I can scuff and shoot this thing. And then we'll get it all together and be done with it. Moving right along. Okay, now that we've got the trunk lid mounted and it's opening and closing and lined up and everything. I'm gonna get started on this rear bumper. It's got some damage to it, but I think I can fix all of this and repair it. I've already ordered the new clips that goes in here that holds the backup sensors. So yeah, there's I'll heat this up with a heat gun and get these popped out. Same thing over here. Heat it up with a heat gun and get it popped out just a little bit, and sand it down and get it good enough to use. So that's the plan. So you just push it right out. Heat it up and just push it out. Get it to go right back into place and just hold it there for a minute while the plastic cools. That's why I went and put a glove on, because it's hot. Okay, you've seen me use this plastic welding gun before. You just put the little clips in the end of the gun, just like that. And then I'm gonna pull it around and try to get this thing to work. I'm not sure if this one will work on here or not. Pull the trigger, let it sink down into the plastic, hold it for a few seconds, and then let go. And then you just trim the tails off of that, and that holds that together. And then I'll use the same process to put this back on here. And it can be a little tricky in tight places doing this. Just have to be patient. See that right there? You see there you have the tab held on there. I'll put a few more across here And then I got to get one right in here. And with each clip you put on there, it gets a little stronger. You want to try to get as many in there as you can to make it as strong as you can so it won't come apart on you. And there you have it. It's a pretty strong piece. I'll just trim all the tails off, and that should be good to go. Yeah, that's on there pretty stout. Again, clean off what you can, where it'll sit down on there pretty flush. And these plastic welding kits are the real deal. There's several different clips. The one I've been using here, there's stuff to go down in corners like that. Then there's some flat ones like this. You know, I just got a kit with all sorts of different ones. The ones I use the most on the big, when I get a broken bumper, and you'll see me do one here coming up on that 5 Series BMW. The front bumper on that one's busted pretty good. But these are the ones I use the most. They're really good for when a bumper is completely broken. You put it back together, seam it right down. I have done lots of bumpers that way, repaired them, and not had an issue with them at all. So this one goes here. Just like that. Okay, I'm here on this rear bumper. As you can see, you look closely, there's a lot of spider cracking in it here. All that's got to be sanded out. I'm gonna sand it down anyway because I got to put some filler in it here, here, and right here and here to try to get it just looking a little bit better. You know, as small as this bumper is, you know, it's down at the bottom. It's got trim pieces that go all the way around it. I don't think you'd notice it that much, but I'm gonna go ahead and work on it a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and work on it a little bit more, get it looking a little bit better, and then we'll get it on there.
feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions, each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a...
Okay, I've got all the spider cracks sanded out of it. And now it's ready for me to go ahead and put some filler in here, and I'll fill this area here, that place there, and then over here is where most of it is. I'll put some filler over all of this, and we'll go from there. And anytime you get spider cracks in one of these plastic bumpers, you need to sand it all the primer and the paint and the primer off of it. Because if you try to paint over it, it's just going to come right back. Even if you shoot primer over the spider cracks and then paint over that, you're still going to get those spider cracks back through there. So the best thing to do is just go ahead and sand it down smooth, and then put just a light coat of filler over the areas you need to, then prime it, and then get it ready for paint. So now I'm gonna get some filler spread on these areas, and we'll keep moving forward. So I've filled in all the areas here. Once all this dries a little bit, then I'll begin sanding on it. This is the stuff I used. Fantastic glass. Get it at O'Reilly Auto Parts. I like using it. The stuff is pretty good. So yeah, once I get this sanded, I'll get it primed, and then it'll be ready for paint, or sand it down, you know. I'll put some primer filler on it, then sand back the primer filler and get it as good as I can, and then put some primer sealer on it. It's hot out here, and then it'll be ready for paint. And then we can scuff and shoot this. I'm just going to shoot it on the car, tape it off and shoot it on the car. And yeah, so hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to shoot this thing and move it out of my way. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, I've got everything. I've got it primed, I've scuffed it, now I've sprayed it with Windex to clean it. I've taken this inside cover off. Since this tailgate is a different color, I've got to spray the inside, and I'm just going to shoot it right around here, the edge, because the plastic piece covers all this. Then I'll shoot that, then I'll let it dry, then I'll close the lid, just lean the lid up, and then I'll shoot the outside of it. But right now I'm wiping down, and this is just the way I do it. You know, everybody has their own way of doing things. I will go over them with Windex to clean them, And then after I've wiped them down with Windex real good, I will go back over them with a wax and grease remover. And that's just the way I do it. And actually, I can't take credit for that. If it's something you decide you want to use, I seen Kevin Tate's do it. Paintucation has all the videos on YouTube, and he's been on trucks and hot rod TV and everything else. He's if you don't know him, he's a, I would say, world-class painter. I mean, the dude is amazing. And that's what he does. He sprays them down with a glass cleaner and then goes back over it with a wax and grease remover. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I do every time. That's what I'm gonna do here. I've just finished wiping it down with the Windex here and here. Now I'm getting ready to go over it with a wax and grease remover, and then I'll get the paint mixed up, and then I'll be back when I'm ready to shoot. Okay, as you can see, I have the wax and grease remover. I'm gonna put it on here and just wipe it down. Make sure there's no, try not to get my fingerprints on it, and just wipe the whole thing down with wax and grease remover. Just wipe the entire thing down with wax and grease remover. And I just use that. I get it at O'Reilly. Just wiping it down. And everywhere you're going to paint, you wipe it with the wax and grease remover. See all that coming off of there? Just a final clean after I've already cleaned it with Windex. I go back with this one more time to make sure it's clean. I'll give that a few minutes to dry. And then we'll get ready to paint. I've already mixed the paint, got it in the gun. I got to get my respirator on. Always wear a respirator when you're doing this, especially clear coat. All right, once this dries, we'll be ready to shoot the color on it. I've got the bumper put back together. That's the paint. How the paint turned out. It's gotten a little dirty with me working on it. I'll have to clean it up a little bit. I still have to put the Cooper right here, the letters on it, but I'll get to that. But there you have it. Gaps look good. Gap looks good. Opens. Closes. Closes. And there you have it. I left it sitting out in the rain a couple of days to see if it leaked. I didn't get any water on the inside, so the top is sealing like it should. And that's going to do it for this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Only 20% of you are hitting that subscribe button. Help me out. Hit the button. Don't cost you a dime. Helps me out a lot. Getting close to 500 subscribers. Thank you so much for everybody who does support me, everybody who does watch my videos. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.